Hello, my name is Devin, Mann, and I'm going to show you an Excel tutorial on SUMIFS. So SUMIFS is a function with an S at the end of it, not SUMIF, but SUMIFS. They're different because ifs is multiple, and SUMIFS is arrangements that have multiple criteria that need to be added up. So what I've done is on my sales page of my Excel sheet, I have gotten the information for my product and entered formulas, the index formula, as I'm sure you all know. And if you don't know, I can make another video about it. So I've gotten the formulas, and what I've done is for each column, I've named each column after the sales page right here, right? The Excel page right here, and then the title of each column. So the sales page plus the title makes it the sales product ID. And I've done this for each single column that goes around, right? And the little trick there that I did right here that makes me go up and down really fast is if you press Shift Control down from the current cell that you clicked at, it'll take you all the way down, and then you can click right here and name the column whatever you want to name it, right? So this is going to be important later. So what we're going to do is going to go to results, and then we're going to actually use the SUMIFS function. So what we're going to do is press equal SUMIFS parentheses. We're going to do the sales by the sales, comma, sales product name. Okay. Then we're going to press comma, and we're going to use this $A2. Now, this $sign is very important because this $sign actually keeps the category that is on in place. So if I wanted to drag this across, right, I can drag it across and it still keeps it at A2, as you can see. But now if I want to drag this down, I can drag it down, right? And the 2 actually changes because the $sign only works for the number or letter that is in front of. So if you want to keep both of them together, you have to put a $sign in front of the 2 or the number as well, like this. So it wouldn't change, okay? But we're not going to do that right now. So now we're going to go down, equal sum ifs, parentheses, sales, comma, sales by color, comma, that $sign, A11, all the way down. And the reason why I'm doing it like this, because if you drag and drop it, it automatically does it for you. That's the great thing about Excel, is that if you know what you're doing, you can use it to your advantage. So equal sum ifs, parentheses, sales, I'm going to click that, comma, sales city, okay, comma, money sign, A21, parentheses. And if you've noticed right here, whenever I type in sales after the SUMIFS function behind the parentheses, it will bring up those titles that I gave it over here in the sales category. So if you've noticed that that the titles that I gave it on this page right here, just to show you guys, to show you that. See, so if we go like this, you see how it's named sales cost of goods sold. And then if we go over here, if I were to type in equals sales, see sales cost sold right there. So that's how that's happening. So equal sums ifs right there, parentheses, sales sales, parentheses, sales, product name, comma. Now, for this, what we want to do is, yes, we want to use the money sign for the letter F3, comma, sales by city, comma. Now, this is going to be a little tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to put the G and then the money sign for the number to coincide with the city right here. So 2, city right here. So 2. All right, parentheses. And I want you to realize that when you're doing something like this, you have to put the cell in which the product, or there's going to be a title right here. So this one's product, and this is the product itself. So cups the product, and you have to put the cell in which it is, and behind the title of the name. So sales product F money F3, sales city right here, city, sales city, sales city. G2 right here, right? We're gonna equal it. It's gonna come out to be that. We're gonna drag and drop. Then we're gonna drag it across. Now the reason why we could drag it across this time is because we put the money sign for the G2 behind the 2 and not the G, because we want to drag it across to change the letters, not the numbers, right? So these functions work well with each other because this does not inhibit this, right? Because of the dollar sign. This only works for this and this only works for this. They're working separate, but they're working together. Now let's do this one, SUMIFS, and it's just the same thing. Sales by sales, comma, sales by color, comma, we'll hit that money sign, we'll hit that F, it's going to be 12, comma, sales by city, comma, I'm going to get that G, then pound sign, and then 11, there we go, parentheses. All right, everything's looking good so far. Now you can double click this little thing right here and it brings it down for you automatically. It's a little neat trick I thought I'd tell you guys, and you can drag it across. All right, everything's looking good so far. Now this one's a little tricky, so I don't want you to get confused by the name because we're still kind of doing the same thing, but instead of doing our sales, what we're going to do is do sales units, and we're going to know how many units we sold. So comma, sales units, sales product name, comma, money sign, F22, comma, sales by city, comma, I'm going to use that G, use that money sign, and then we're going to be 21. And then you notice that, maybe if you can't really tell what the numbers are, you'll see the color coding with this right here to make sure you're in the right cell, make sure you're in the right area, the right, row, column, whatever. But if everything's lined up like that, so it should work. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to drag it and drop it and take it over. And everything's lined up perfectly. Everything's looking pretty good. But another thing when you're dealing with numbers that deal with money, you want to make sure that you're on the right currency. So we're using the American dollar. And make sure that you're not on percentage or anything like that, because the answer will be wrong. So we're not doing, 1,380 million percent. We're doing, $1 million, 300, just to make sure that everything is working well. But again, the SUMIFS function is using multiple arguments and multiple criteria, because we're doing SUMIFS, not SUMIF. SUMIFS. SUMIFS can also be used as a single or multiple in case of how you do it. So it's always better to use the SUMIFS than a SUMIF with no S. So yeah, and then again, the titles of the sales, and sales product name are coming from the sales page right here, the sales page right here, the the title that I've given each column under the title. So to make to so that we can use it on the different page.